What's good, kings and queens? I hope everyone's May is going well. In this week's video, I'm bringing back the Easiest Opponent series. This one featuring Canelo Alvarez. The Easiest and Toughest Opponent series, I only choose title or 12-round sanctioned bouts. With that being said, let's start the video. Gotta give it up to Gomez for putting up the extra effort promoting this fight, literally writing and performing a diss track to Canelo at the press conference.
Yo para contarlo, el sabor de la derrota, tú vas a probarlo. En vivo y en directo, te tiro y te conecto, los giros y los rectos. Cuando te pedí canela para el arroz con leche del CMB, porque se me ve las ganas de ganarle al bebé. En inglés, you better fucking watch me. Otra vez, you better fucking watch me.
This was Canelo's second defense of the actual WBC junior middleweight title. After being overly outmatched by Miguel Cotto, who casually and unenthusiastically outboxed him to a stoppage, Gomez would go on a 5-fight winning streak and pick up the WBC Continental Americas title against Jesus Soto Caras. After sending Jose Luis Castillo into his shortly lived retirement, that somehow set him up against Canelo because Canelo had already faced his mandatory opponent earlier that year. You're only required to face one mandatory a year, so the Gomez fight was a fun exhibition to fill in a prelim slate on Mayweather's undercard to the Victor Ortiz fight. In the first, it was looking pretty much identical to the Cotto fight. Gomez is dropped by a jab in both fights. After the knockdown, Gomez would have some moments, but it looked like Canelo was trying to set him up.
Undersized fighter who's like Jose.
Yeah, but right now he's got a lot of good defensive skills, but I'm surprised that
And I think right now, Alvarez is a little bit bewildered by the timing and the activity of Alfonso Gomez.
And he very well did towards the end of the 6th round. Canelo lands his signature uppercut, followed up with another shot that leaves Gomez hurt. Gomez now on the defensive, but as soon as it looked like he was about to press forward and mount up an offense, the ref stops the fight, resulting in a TKO win for Canelo.
Good right hand by Canelo, up and under, and then a big right cross across the top. Gomez is badly hurt. Canelo's got a chance to finish, and the referee's going to stop it right away.
The commentator stating the stoppage was a bit too quick, and from the beginning I would actually agree with them till when the ref was walking Gomez to the opposite end of the ring, Gomez loses his legs completely, which required the ref to basically hold him up against the ropes. The ref quickly signaling to the doctor to bring out the stool for Gomez to sit and recoup while being examined. Same year as the Alfonso Gomez fight, as stated just a moment ago, since Canelo's duties were already fulfilled earlier in the year of 2011, and since the Gomez fight ended quite early, Canelo was fighting for a 4th time since winning the belt back in March of that year. This would sadly be Canelo's last fight in Mexico. Large crowds would flood the Monumental Plaza. Outside of Cintron showing some remnants of pre-Margarito Cintron, even somewhat bothering Canelo with one shot.
Not easy to really describe his style. He starts out boxing on the perimeter, but he lets go.
There's a combination. That's a Cintron we used to look for.
Yeah, but then he eats that right.
Like he's ready to fall.
The problem is,
He does counter with a right hand, though. And then
Canelo was just too much for him, and he put him away in round 5.
Speed right from Cintron, right hand, hurts Cintron, and down he goes.
because they were afraid of the right hand. But now Alvarez has no fear of the right hand at all.
Good left.
Countering the jab at will. Real tight. Like that.
Good combination by Alvarez. And the referee.
In 2010, Canelo was making his second defense of the WBC silver title against 39-year-old IBO champion Lovemore Ndou. This was just the perfect fight against the right opponent, tough, durable fighter that gave Canelo a full 12 rounds to where he was able to test and try out new developing weapons to his game, offensively and defensively. Due to the former junior welterweight champion surprisingly having the size advantage, mostly due to Canelo's age, and relentlessly pressing the fight, this made it where Canelo had to fight every round. Whether if it was purposeful or unintentional, Canelo is wearing winning gloves. They are made solely for ultimate protection of your fists. It saps your punching power by a great sum. Though I'm doubtful Canelo was prone to hand injuries early in his career, but it seemed like his team was more worried about getting rounds in, practicing technique, rather than getting the knockout. If the knockout comes, it comes. Canelo fights from Ryan Rose and downward. He wore mostly winning gloves. Canelo would win by a complete shutout on 2 out of the 3 judges' scorecards, one judge giving Ndou 1 round. Coming fresh off the Golovkin win in September, Canelo decided to fight WBA regular champion Rocky Fielding. Since that's every boxer's dream to fight at the Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing prize fights, you could say this was the perfect celebratory matchup. This was a party before the fight even started. Just good vibes in the locker room, loud music, folks just jamming. And I would have never known Canelo was negotiating the release of his brother from cartel members in between all of that.
Your brother, right before one of your fights, got kidnapped.
2018, Monday before the fight.
Judging by the Lee and Smith fight and what I saw from Rocky Fielding prior to this fight, I thought it was gonna be an early night if Fielding can't take away Canelo's attack to the body well. And unlike Liam Smith, who could take almost everything Canelo threw at him, too much for his own good, Fielding just didn't have that. Those body shots were eating him up, resulting in a knockdown in every round. All knockdowns but one were caused by a body shot. The final knockdown resulting to the stoppage, Canelo landed a picture-perfect body shot that ended.
That was a headshot, down he goes to the body, and that should do it.
It's over.
That is it.
If this fight went 12 rounds looking like this would be my number 1. So, December of 2020, Canelo defeated Callum Smith for the WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine super middleweight titles. Despite not being the mandatory opponent, Yildirim was ranked number 1 by the WBC. This fight was made unusually very early in February because Canelo just came off the Smith fight barely 2 months ago. You don't really see that, especially if it's against a contender. The ring walk may have lasted longer than the fight. I already knew it was bad from the opening bell for Yildirim, as he was approaching Canelo with a watered down Joshua Clottey guard, not pressing the action or anything. It was almost like watching the AI in Fight Night being played on easy mode. Canelo stops him in 3, despite showing signs of purposely trying to carry him through the rounds. Canelo's disappointment on his face just says it all. This fight was mostly a product of the failure of making a Billy Joe Saunders fight made on time to have the Golovkin fight for the undisputed title. #Blame Billy. This matchup, despite it being 5 to 6 years too late, as it was talked about in 2011 between the commentators on HBO, this was still a big promotion because of their rivalry and the fact that the Chavez name and Chavez Jr. has a chance to set it straight with the Mexican fight fans. I worked all of Canelo's fight weeks from the Cotto fight all the way to the Kovalev fight in 2019. My personal opinion, the Chavez Jr. fight week was definitely the most hectic out of them all. With the crazy fight fans and the workload I had that week, it was insane. I feel like more people showed up for the grand arrival at the Chavez Jr. fight week than for the Caleb Plant fight or the Golovkin fight. That's how crazy it was. This was just an absolute shutout from the opening bell and on. Canelo putting on a masterclass performance. I don't think Chavez was expecting Canelo to really be physical fighting forward, causing Chavez to fight uncomfortably on the back foot. There wasn't a single round you could have given Chavez. In some moments, he would put on a spirited effort just to get washed out by Canelo shortly after.
Here's where Chavez needs to be. This is where he's damaged. And he was in a heavier weight division. So the thought was the size difference will make up for the skills difference. But if Chavez won't even try to impose his size, he's doing it a little bit here now. It's a mismatch, and it was one going in.
That was one of the closest things we've seen for a Chavez rally, and you saw how Canelo responded.
And a little piece of Poncho trivia. Your boy was put up on the duty to create the introduction video to Golovkin's walkout, which was shown during the post-fight, as well as a minute 30-second trailer, which was shown during the post-fight press conference. My years of making fan-made trailers and promos for fights and get comments like HBO needs to get you to make them, then to later do them professionally, and then to finally make a piece to be shown on an actual HBO broadcast. Certainly one of my most memorable moments, just doing what I love, not caring if I didn't have the support from my so-called friends, but you guys, the subscribers, kept me motivated to stay on the right path, and on that day, your boy finally made it. This was for the subscribers and also what was our tiny community here on YouTube at that time, where it wasn't about making commentary videos, clickbait videos. It was about making some dope ass fan promos and highlights, with the aspirations just getting acknowledged by the fighter we made the video on, or even the promotion. And with that, as his channel turned 11 years old last month, I thank everyone for the support. I wouldn't be here without you. And on top of that, this is Canelo's easiest opponents. For more videos like these, be sure to like, share, and if you're new, subscribe. Subscribe to the Patreon for Patreon-backed projects and early access.
This project being on the tail of Floyd Mayweather, this is Ricky Hatton. I'm Alfonso, and I'm out.